Hey guys, Bitcoin is setting up here for a major move again to the upside. Even though a lot of people think that we are first going lower, I will show you what I have found today and how we can make a lot of money. Let's go, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in here again on this, what is it, Thursday already again. Crazy how the week was running here away. We jump directly in the charts because I have not a lot of time. I have to go out again. So here on the DXY, we keep moving to the downside. I see here another bearish pattern forming, a falling broadening wedge, but when you have a downwards movement, then usually that means continuation. So we are currently at 99.5 points on the DXY, but I have a hard time seeing the dollar breaking through here 100 points again and reclaiming this unless we are getting some other trade war scenarios here once again when Trump is outlashing on other countries. So until that is happening, I don't believe that we are breaking that, and we'll just keep the downwards trajectory that we are following here now for over a week already, in direction here of 95 points in the next coming days. So when we're going into Bitcoin, then here on the weekly chart, you can see we have here a really clean breakout above the crucial support resistance area of $89,200 right now, clearly to the upside here at $93,219. I believe that this is going to stop at around $98,000. There is definitely a major resistance level up here on the weekly chart, but don't worry, we stall maybe there for a week and then we get a breakthrough with continuation, because we only need to look at the stochastic RSI, how we are here just at around 40% and have so much more room to go to the upside. And on the RSI, we just got a crossover with the moving average, plus that we are here at 58%. That is pretty much bullish territory, and usually also means continuation to the upside in the coming weeks. Now, when we go into the 4-hourly chart, here is already one of the reasons that we are going higher. That is, first of all, we have here a small falling wedge. Then we are trying to break out from currently. We had here previously the bull flag pattern that I indicated here with the pole. The target was already met. If you were in this trade, congratulations. We made here a really juicy profit of 11% on that single trade alone, and that took us only 3 days. 3 days, so really good here. Now here on the 4-hourly chart, you can clearly see that the stochastic is about to put in a buy signal in the next 37 minutes. That will put upwards pressure on Bitcoin to go here to around $97,000 in my opinion. Also, the MACD is currently setting up for a turnaround. So here you can see this signal looks like a fake out to me, just because of the angle that we were overcrossing here, the signal line with the trend line, and looks like a turnaround, and then we get continuation also here into higher levels on the MACD. Yeah, which basically means that Bitcoin is getting here momentum to break here back in direction of the $100,000 mark. When we go into the MDX algo scalp gradient, so here we had already a pretty good run here where we were running hot, but now price action is cooling down, consolidating a little bit below that a major sell block of $93,700. We are starting to break into this level here. I believe that we are not going to stop until we reach $95,600, $96,000, something like that. Then again, a small pullback, consolidation, then continuation into higher levels. The reactor indicator is also confirming that with the way that we are shaping up here. We got here two topping indications with slight pullbacks both times, and then we just got continuation moves, and this looks right now similar to that, where we are here just turning around and getting another leg to the upside before we then finally get a proper pullback. Again, guys, if you want to trade with me together, then do that on ZoomX. My trades here, so as you can see, the last trade, see $1,500 yesterday, then here 2,000, there 2,000. So we are highly profitable here on ZoomX, guys. Again, one of the best non-KYC exchanges out there. If you want to trade there, plus part in the lucky draw that's still going on for another 6 days, where you can win a ticket to the Formula One, to Miami or Monaco. The only thing that you need to do is trade on ZoomX, and then you get every single day the possibility, tickets to Formula One, all expenses paid, business trip, like business class ticket, paddock ticket, all of this. Like the Formula One trip alone is worth at least $20,000 to $30,000. The only thing that you need to do for that is use the link in the description below and sign up there. You get also still sign-up bonuses that are available for completing simple tasks, and you can take part, like I said, every single day in a lucky draw, and you will definitely win something. So make use of that while it's still available, because in 6 days this is running out. Now, on the liquidation levels for Bitcoin, we have here some high leverage liquidity sitting just above us at around $95,000, but it is not a lot, guys. It is definitely not a lot. I still believe that this is getting tapped here in the next coming hours, and then we potentially pull back a little bit, most likely to $92,000, and then move a little bit sideways over a couple of hours before we get a bigger break in direction of 97. So what I'm not seeing is that we're coming down here back to like $82,000 or something like that. There is a scenario where I believe that at some point we could reach here again the $90,000 mark, because also here we have high leverage liquidity. I will actually put this here on the chart. There is definitely here some high leverage liquidity around the $90,000 mark. So it makes a lot of sense to get here one proper pullback into the $90,000 level before we bounce back to the upside and break $100,000. Now on the liquidation heat map, so here on the liquidation heat map, you see we have tried to tap into $95,000 actually and got rejected from there. I still believe that we are touching this level once again in the coming hours, but we definitely gonna get stopped at around $97,800. There's a lot of sell orders sitting, a lot of short positions will get liquidated there. But on the way up to that level, we could see a really, really juicy short squeeze. And I'm also gonna give you here a new entry for a Bitcoin trade. So what you wanna wait for is that we are breaking this downward sloping trend line of that new bull flag that we have formed. Then you go take the pole to get a target, and the target is beyond $100,000. So here $101,000. So I would recommend you to take profit around at around $100,000, just because we're going to tap it and then it will pull back again. And here the current 4-hourly candle, the bottom of it, is our stop loss. So there you see you have here almost an 8% move to the upside against a 0.4% stop loss. The ratio is insane, 18.3. So definitely worth taking that trade once we're breaking this downward sloping trend line. Just wait for at least a 30-minute or a 1-hourly candle closing above that level before you enter this trade. The total free market cap is also here rampaging currently to the upside. We're at $814 billion. I told you guys when we break here 78 billion, it will go really, really quickly. Here in the next coming days, I can definitely imagine that we breaking through 835 billion. And once we're doing that, there is basically no coming down anymore, no real coming down for the altcoin market, and it will just rip to the upside here past $1 trillion. Then when we have a look at the Bitcoin dominance, as I expected in the last video where I mentioned that we potentially see a small breakout deviation come back down, this looks like that this is exactly the scenario that's playing out here right now. So here what we want to see is a close below 63.8%, and from there it should be just a downhill run into lower levels, which would mean that there is only upwards pressure on altcoins, which will then of course lead to bigger gains in the short term for us, and also in the midterm once we are reaching here the 61.8% level and go below 61.3%. If you want to trade altcoins, guys, I trade all my altcoins on Bybit. You get there up to $30,000 worth in welcome bonuses, plus you get a Bybit card. Remember, I mentioned it last time. Get your Bybit card, you get 10% cash back every single time when you swipe the card. I pay everything on my trip here currently with the card. Look, I'm here in a really nice hotel. So, and yeah, every time when I use the card, I get 10% immediately back. So you should definitely, alone for the card, it's worth to have a Bybit account, you know. So there's a link in the description and a pin comment below if you want to get one. So now the Ethereum trade that I've given here, last week I think we talked about this. I told you there is the breakout window here in that ascending triangle. So what happened, we went exactly to the end of that sweet spot, broke it to the upside, now trading at $1,763. Also here a small falling wedge pattern currently shaping up because there's not a flag. So and here the $1,832 would be the technical target. You would be not that much too late to enter the swing trade here. That is currently how much up since we entered that? Okay, currently up 5%, but on the high point it was up 10%. So yeah, so it would be still fine to enter this from here. The only thing that I would do is I would wait for a break of $1,775 with a 4-hourly close and only enter then into that trade setup here to $2,000 $174. The reason for that is that the RSI is turning around and the stochastic also making a turn here, and as long as we're keeping that trajectory, we should also see a continuation into higher levels. With Solana, the same thing here. I have already set up a new trade here, more or less the same thing. Once we are having a 4-hourly close above $150, I believe that we are moving really quickly here to $176. Reason for that, once again, stochastic on the bottom, turning around, RSI is flying, MACD about to put in a buy signal. So also here, a lot of momentum pushing price to the upside, and we can take advantage of that. Why this is happening. Another coin that I'm currently trading, oh wow, I did not even see that, is here Render. I traded it all the way down from like $3.30. So, and here on the 4-hourly chart, look at this. This is a textbook bullish setup on the MACD here, with momentum leaving the sell side, going back to the buy side, and the stochastic putting in a buy signal, and the RSI going to the upside. And we have here a huge pump to the resistance of $4.65. So once we are here also closing this 4-hourly candle in 25 minutes above $4.65, or the next candle is going above that level, I would consider entering this and trade this into $5.20. That's also my current target on the trade that I have running on Render. And guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and most likely I'm going to see you again tomorrow.